So let's talk flares, shall we? So here we go. Lens flares is simply light that's being reflected through multiple glass pieces within your camera lens. There is an outside light source, apart from your camera's flash, in the photo, such as the sun, the moon, a lamp, fire, flashlight, or even your own camera's flash being reflected off a mirror. A modern camera lens is actually an assemblage of multiple lenses called elements, and they're housed in a barrel like so. Lens flare is created when light reflects off one or more of many lenses. The more light you have in your camera, the more light you have to allow in, the more pronounced the flares will be. If you shoot with a lens hood, you can prevent this, not entirely, but it does reduce it. Now, these images were taken from an article on photography on lens flares. This uses arrows to point out some of the less obvious flares that you might not notice, such as the corner. You can see the big light, the top one there, around it. On the top right photo, you notice the green. You don't notice the green orb as the camera is far away. So it's very small, whereas below it's up close. It appears much larger. The flares will be exaggerated and change shape depending on where your camera is positioned and the angle. So I'm going to show a few more slides now. As a member of ours, Jenny, she sent me in some photos, her and Martin, saying they've got this green anomaly with the sparklers that were dotting around in different positions, but as you can see, it is the lens flare from the sparkler there. And these were taken at Stonehenge at the summer solstice. As you can see, the lower the light, it will be more of a reddy colour. The brighter the light, this when you tend to get your purples and your greens and your blues. So you can see there the lens flare directly above it, and also the big blotches below. And again there, you've got the large lens flare at the bottom, and the tiny dot there at the top. These can actually be caught on film as well, as I've seen people mistake them for orbs or UFOs, as the green light tends to move round as you move the camera. In the photo at the bottom right here, it shows how even light being reflected off a surface can still create a lens flare. That's the sun reflecting off the window and going into the camera itself. This can occur with mirrors or any other shiny surface. As you can see here, we've got the sun at solstice at Stonehenge, and down here we've got a lens flare being reflected off this iPhone or smartphone there, as they're actually taking a photo of the sunrise at the solstice. Equipment check. This is Jenny's husband Martin, by the way. It's always a good idea to perform a check of all equipment prior to your investigation. Always check your camera lenses are free from smudges, dust. Always avoid touching the lens with your fingers, as this can leave natural oils, smudges and residue, which can cause anomalies in the pictures. These are some of my pictures taken off my phone where it's got dust and debris from being in my handbag, basically. And once I cleaned it off, these anomalies disappeared. As you can see, because it is closest on the lens and to the flash, it shows up a lot brighter. And again here, and there. That's literally just stuff on my lens. But because it is taken at places where people who associate with paranormal activity, and where it does occur, such as Stonehenge or Avebury Stone Circle, where me, Martin and Jenny were, you could actually mistake that as some form of energy and stuff like that you're capturing, but it is literally just dirt on the lens. And once I cleaned it off, it went.